الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستهديه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور انفسنا وسيئات اعمالنا من يهده الله فهو المهتد ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. My brothers and sisters, as we were enjoying our ibadat through the month of Ramadan, as we were able peacefully to come to the masajid without being prevented, as we were able to come and do our ta'at and feel the submissiveness, the khushu', as it is peaceful and safe for us to be able to make it to the house of Allah Azza wa Jal. Unfortunately, the same was not for those who are doing their i'tikaf and ribat in the path of Allah Azza wa Jal in al-Masjid al-Aqsa. And Allah Azza wa Jal knows how much our hearts were grieving for what we have heard and what we have seen in front of the TV cameras and social media about the continuous violation of the human rights done by the Israelis to the Muslims in Palestine who are trying to protect and defend al-Masjid al-Aqsa. And we are sending a very strong message to the Israeli government. And we're sending as well a message to our own government and endorsing our message with the latest report from CBC, a report that encouraged every one of us to read. There is a double standard played in our country and globally. And there is a blind eye that is being given to the atrocities and to the apartheid practice to the Muslims in the land of Palestine. Now, I am not using heavy language. I'm using the same language that was used by the reporter from CBC to describe what is happening in Palestine. It's about time. It's about time that we wake up and we fear none but Allah Azza wa Jalla. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم. I say this fearing none but Allah, the mighty Allah Azza wa Jalla. There is an apartheid regime exercising brutality against Palestinians and against Christians in the land of Palestine, and they're doing nothing and for no purpose except to discriminate against them, both Muslims and Christians, because of their faith. That needs to be stopped. The whole world needs to acknowledge what is happening. There are two organizations, human rights organizations, mentioned in the reports. Human Rights Amnesty and another organization who have reported and documented the continuous human rights violation. This is not acceptable by the standard of the universe, by all the international laws, by the human rights understanding. There is no justification for invading the privacy of people in their places of worshiping. Muslims were prevented from reaching al-Masjid al-Aqsa throughout the month of Ramadan. Settlers have been coming with the support of the Israeli army to invade the privacy of the Muslims in the Masjid al-Aqsa. Women, elders were pushed and brutally treated, and they were shot at by metal bullets coated by rubber, and they were injured severely. Majority of the injuries were from the face, because the Israeli soldiers were aiming at the faces of the mu'takifin in the shrine of the Masjid al-Aqsa. If you're not aware of that, you need to be aware of it. And if you have not taken a stand to spread this message around and make people aware of it, and we need to push in whatever capacities we have to stop this, then it's about time to do it. The reports quote from Israeli human rights organizations who are saying that the state of Israel is exercising apartheid against the Palestinians. judges from the state of Israel are also acknowledging that. There are some countries who have spoken out loudly, and unfortunately our government is still keeping a blind eye and keeping a shut mouth, and I can't find an answer to this. No justification whatsoever, Mr. Trudeau. I'm sorry to say that. I'm not turning this to political arena, but we need to see some justification. We need to do something, be done. Do not afraid, speak the truth, stand for justice, because this is what Canada has been doing throughout the history of Canada. And as Canadians, we need also to speak up the truth and stand for justice. يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا يجرمنكم شنآن قوم ألا تعدلوا اعدلوا هو أقرب للتقوى. We are people of justice. We are people of truth. We are people who stand for the haqq. This is who we are as Muslims, and we expect this to happen around us. Not only to the Palestinians who are living or protecting the dignity and honor of the Masjid al-Aqsa, who is considered to be historically a place of worship for Muslims. And the claims that the Israeli government is saying that they're trying to divide the Masjid al-Aqsa between Jews and Muslims, that is unacceptable. Neither physically nor by the time. They're trying to divide the Masjid al-Aqsa into some place for the Jews to be worshipping in and the Muslims to be worshipping in, or to divide the time. And we say to them, it's absolutely unacceptable. We cannot invade the privacy of any place of worshiping on earth and say we need to divide this physically or time-wise between two different groups. That's unacceptable. The whole world had to understand that. And what we're seeing right now in Palestine, from the people of Palestine who are doing whatever it takes to make their voice heard, we say enough is enough. We need to protect the lives of those young people who are desperately trying to do something to raise their voice and to attract the attention to them. Enough is enough. We need to respect the places of worshiping of all faith backgrounds. We need to respect the human rights. We need to stop occupations and the expansion of settlements, illegal settlements on the land of Palestinians, so that the demographic structure of the land of Palestine will be changing and the Masjid al-Aqsa will be gone. We say to them in the last word that you will never be able to succeed. And whatever exercising you're doing right now will end, and the consequences will be turning onto you, because we have a firm belief in what the mighty Allah has said to us in the Quran. فَإِذَا جَاءَ وَعْدُ الْآخِرَةِ لِيَسُوءُوا وُجُوهَكُمْ وَلِيَدْخُلُوا الْمَسْجِدَ كَمَا دَخَلُوهُ أَوَّلَ مَرَّةٍ وَلِيُتَبِّرُوا مَا عَلَوْا تَتْبِيرًا. And we say to those who are behind the scenes from the Muslim Ummah leadership, who are endorsing and giving the green light to the Apartheid regime in the state of Israel, we say to them, عسى الله أن يأتي بالفتح أو أمر من عنده فيصبحوا على ما أصروا في أنفسهم نادمين. Allah Azza wa Jal is going to bring the victory one day. Those who have perpetrated their deen, those who have perpetrated their ummah, will be unhappy, and it is coming, and it's coming very soon. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم وبارك اللهم على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم إنا عبيدك أبناء عبيدك أبناء إمائك يا رب نواصينا بيدك ماض يا رب فينا حكمك عدل فينا قضاؤك. نسألك اللهم بكل اسم هو لك سميت به نفسك أنزلته في كتابك أو علمته أحدا من خلقك أو استأثرت به في علم الغيب عندك بأن تجعل القرآن العظيم ربيع قلوبنا يا رب. اللهم اجعله جلالا لهمومنا وأحزاننا يا أرحم الراحمين. Ya Allah, as you have guided us throughout the month of Ramadan, guide us after the month of Ramadan. Ya Allah, as you have helped us to fast for you during the month of Ramadan, help us to continue with the habit of ibadah, of fasting after Ramadan. As you have helped us throughout the month of Ramadan and Qiyam, help us to do Qiyam and Nafil and Tahajjud after Ramadan. As we were able to engage in Quran recitation, help us to continue with that after Ramadan. Ya Allah, as you have helped us to come closer to you, help us to come closer to you after Ramadan. Ya Rabbal Alameen. Ya Allah. Ya Allah, we pray to you this blessed day, this blessed hour. Ya Allah, humanity on earth is suffering, Ya Rabbal Alameen. Ya Allah, restore justice in every corner on earth, Ya Rabbal Alameen. Ya Allah, we ask you to protect the Muslim Ummah in every corner, Ya Rabbal Alameen. Ya Allah, we are unable to list the number of Muslims who are suffering on this earth, Ya Rabbal Alameen. Ya Rabbi, you know them, and you are able to protect them, and you are able to support them. Ya Allah, help us to be a tools of support and a tool of alleviating the suffering of those who are suffering on earth, Ya Rabbal Alameen. Ya Allah, we ask you to protect the Masjid al-Haram, Ya Rabbal Alameen. We ask you to protect the Masjid of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And Ya Allah, we ask you to protect the first Qibla of Islam and the third shrine of Islam, Ya Rabbal Alameen. Ya Allah, give aid to those who are standing with their chest exposed to the bullets to stand firm and protect them, Ya Rabbal Alameen, to be able to protect the integrity and honor of the Masjid al-Aqsa and the dignity and honor of the Muslim Ummah, Ya Arhamar Rahimeen. Allahumma